Hello Scrubs! You requested this for a very long time, and so today we're doing a Sombra walkthrough. One of the world's most notorious hackers, Sombra uses information to manipulate those in power. Boop. If you like shows like the CW's Arrow, you might be familiar with Felicity. Think of Sombra as sort of like the goth Felicity, only she's bad and way more badass. Sombra is another great flanker, much like Genji, Reaper, Doomfist, and Tracer. And like other flankers, she can get behind enemy lines and do some serious damage. But there's something more to Sombra. If you ever played a MOBA like Heroes of the Storm or League of Legends, you've probably heard of silencers before. And that is exactly what Sombra is. What she can do is shut down the other enemy team's abilities, which is game-breaking. So let's get into some of her abilities and strategy. Her machine pistol is a short-range automatic weapon. Her weapon feels a lot like Tracer's. If you've played Tracer before, you'll be very familiar with its quick bursts. However, unlike Tracer, she has a larger clip. Her magazine has actually 60 bullets in it compared to Tracer's. So when you're firing with her weapon, just spray and pray. And whenever you're in sort of enemy fire or in a team fight, just keep spraying. Don't even worry about aiming. Her second ability, and the one that makes her a game changer, is her hack ability. We're going to go into big detail on this, so pay attention. There are multiple things you can do with her hack ability. For one, you can hack health packs. What this does is not only does it make it so the enemy cannot use this health pack, but it also makes it so that the health pack timer is much faster, so you can constantly heal, and you can heal faster for the rest of your team, not just you. This ability can also be used to hack enemies and shut down their abilities. And one other thing that's really important is you can actually hack turrets. A couple of things to note about the hack is it only has about a 9 to 10 meter range. If you're being shot or taking any sort of damage, it will completely interrupt your hack. A hack usually takes a little bit of time. I think it's like 0.5 to 1 seconds. A few fun things to note about hacking is it not only shows somebody's health bar, but it also shows whether or not their ultimate is ready. This is extremely important for not only you, but the team. So what you do is when you hack somebody, it only lasts for about 6 seconds in shutting down their abilities. However, for the next 30 seconds or so, you can see whether or not they have their ultimate. You cannot hack through barriers or shields. That means not through Reinhardt, not through Zarya, not through Oriza, nobody with a shield. But if you hack a health pack, it only lasts for 60 seconds, so you can hack multiple health packs. However, you have to continually go back and refresh those hacks every 60 seconds. So if you're going behind enemy lines to stop them from being able to heal, you'll have to constantly go back there and re-hack them. Do note that you cannot hack an already hacked health pack, meaning if there's a Sombra on the other team, you cannot take that health pack from her, it is hers. The next ability is Stealth, and Stealth is fun because not only do you get to go completely invisible, but you also move a lot quicker. Okay, so there's a few things you can use for Stealth for. You can run into the fight faster, but you can also sneak around the back and flank and then start picking off one by one squishies and healers. This is great for using your first ability we talked about, the hack, by being able to go back there, completely take out their health packs without them ever knowing you were even there. The reason you have Stealth is because she only has 200 health. So Sombra's not something you just run into the fight and just spray and are able to live. You need to be very careful about how you flank and how you get around. So Stealth is your jail free card. So for instance, you can sneak behind enemy lines, hack a few health packs, and in that time usually your stealth will be at least halfway past its cooldown, and by that point you can go in and start harassing enemies. If you can take out somebody, take them out. Go ahead and kill that Mercy, hack that Reinhardt, do what you need to do, but then quickly stealth back out of there because people will kill you. You are one of the most annoying players to play against, so people will find you and they will hunt you down and they will kill you. So, like most flankers, harass, run away, harass, run away. So another fun way that you can run away during a fight and be a very formidable flanker is using your Translocator ability. Basically, the Translocator ability is much like Tracer, where you can go back to a certain position. However, unlike Tracer, you can pick where that is and you know exactly where it's going to be. So, for instance, the best way to do this is hack a health pack, put your Translocator on it, and go run in and harass people, and then when your health starts to get low, go ahead and transfer back. You'll heal immediately, and hopefully out of the line of fire. Alternatively, you can also use the Translocator to get ahead. So not only after stealth, but you can get up into high places by throwing it really high up, or you can use it to get behind enemy lines without them knowing it. So So if your stealth is down, you can just throw that behind them and hopefully get behind them and start shooting. They'll never know where to look for you. Do note that your translocator does not last forever. You have about 15 seconds or so before it completely disappears and you're no longer able to use it. So you have to be really smart about where you put it and where you run in to start harassing people and then using it on time. Don't forget about it. I do this all the time. I go in and I start harassing and I completely forget that I need to use it, and then by the time I use it, it's already gone and then I die. If you are playing against another Sombra, you can still use your teleport device even when you're hacked. Unlike other characters, you cannot destroy Sombra's teleportation device. So don't even try. It's just a waste of your bullets. And now for the fun part, the part that makes Sombra a true silencer, like in most MOBAs. Her EMP. It's basically a mass hack that goes about you in like a huge wide circle, and it shuts down everybody's abilities. However, do note that if people are behind a wall of sorts, that will cancel the ability. Unlike a true EMP, it does not go through walls. However, it does go through barriers. It will take other characters' barriers down. So it is good to note that because of barriers, someone like Mei is a good counter in ways because it does not go through her ice wall. So if you're having a lot of trouble with a Lucio, a Zarya, a Reinhardt, or someone like Zenyatta, Sombra is a great counter for them because her EMP goes through all of their ults and shields and completely makes them useless. So her only other ability is a passive, so you don't actually notice this one as much, and a lot of people for some reason don't know about this, and so this is really important, especially for those of you who are on mics. Her passive ability is called opportunistic, and basically anyone below 50% health you can see on the map. Now your teammates can't see them, however if you are on the mic you can call out, especially if another team member is close to this person. So you can go and pick that person off, or your teammate can go pick them off, and that will turn the tide of many fights. A couple last things to note is Sombra is weak to some characters. And these are people you're going to want to look out for because they sort of counter her a little bit. So people like Junkrat, Winston, or Widowmaker, for instance. Widowmaker can still see her with her ultimate because she can see everybody, and therefore can pick out and call out to her teammates where you are, and people can come hunt you down. Another one that can be kind of fatal, you should say, to Sombra is Junkrat, because if he sees your translocator device, he can put a trap there and a landmine, and you're basically going to blow up if you use it. Alright Scrubs, that's the end of our Sombra walkthrough. I hope that these basics helped you understand Sombra just a little bit better. Please tap that like button and subscribe to SLAYTRIX and our other channels, Sissy Fit and Snarled. And if I missed anything in our Sombra walkthrough, please comment below giving us some tips and tricks on how to be a better Sombra player. Adios amigas, the D out.